Okay, this slide is about kind of what thyroxine is doing. So again, it's made by the thyroid gland, goes in the blood, and usually with hormones, you talk about where are they made and what are the target cells. And what's interesting about thyroxine is most cells of the body are targets for thyroxine, but specifically the liver and muscles and the brain. Also, I should say that in terms of molecular structure, if you've been interested in iodine in the diet, this is where iodine is important because it does help with thyroxine secretion. It's part of its molecular structure. I should get that in also. Also, another piece of information before we talk about thyroxine is about adipose tissue. It's a term that's used off and on. And adipose tissue, just think fat. It's kind of another name for fat tissue. And there's a couple different kinds. Specifically, the kind we talk about here is what's called brown adipose tissue or BAT. So let's do the bottom part of the picture where you're cold and that will increase thyroxine secretion from the thyroid gland. And what's that going to do? Well, it's going to target your BAT, your brown adipose tissue, to increase metabolism there, and that causes shivering of muscles, actually. So there's a connection between the increased respiration and the BAT and muscle shivering. It also generally increases cell metabolism in other cells too, and that helps raise body temperature. It also affects the dilation of your blood vessels. In this case, we want them to constrict to keep the heat within the core. Let's do the top part. When you're too warm, you want, of course, lower the metabolism of your body cells. So thyroxine secretion goes down. The BAT again stops its high output there, and so shivering isn't going to, of course, occur. But your blood vessels are interesting in that you've seen how you get kind of red in the face, maybe on the neck when you're really hot, and so the blood vessels will dilate to help whip that heat away. And so that's kind of the main things that would like you to focus on with thyroxine.